Speaking of adorable, 4 peregrine falcon chicks born at a Wisconsin power plant now wearing some tiny high-tech trackers. Wisconsin Public Service banding the chicks at their Rothschild plant, and for the first time, fitted each of these chicks with a small transmitter. Now, once they leave the nest, those tags will use cell phone networks to send back their locations in real time, giving researchers a much clearer picture of where young falcons travel during their first year of life. Our own Emerson Lehmann was there for the formal naming ceremony today because one of these 4 chicks is now named Featherson Lehmann in his honor. This was part of that WPS naming contest. He was one of the top 4 names, as voted on by 22,000 votes cast, 3 times more than their previous naming contests. And sincere apologies to Cammie Raptorson, which was one of the best names out there. I don't know how that didn't happen.
Featherson Lehmann's pretty great. Featherson better behave.
My kids now call me Chirp Roth. I can't live it down, even though I didn't garner a single vote.
Well, still.